Wow, it is so exciting to see trains running on the layout. Well, welcome back everyone. I'm Jason and you're watching Jason Jensen Trains. Today's episode marks the 3-year anniversary of starting this layout. And I first want to say thank you to all of you. We have built this layout together. And I say we because all of you have given me support, advice. So many of you have sent me gifts as rolling stock, kits, track, detail parts, on and on. So thank you all so much. Your support is just tremendous. It means so much to me. So let me take you through the layout and show you some of the future projects that I have planned. Okay, so as most of you know, this is the newest section that we've been working on. This main road crosses the tracks, turns, goes in between here, and goes uphill. So I'm not sure, but I think we'll have to come this direction, going uphill, and then maybe turning and continuing up. And then the road will be in front of that track and probably cross right there and continue all the way back into that corner and probably go into a tunnel somewhere or just disappear in between some buildings way back there in the corner. So as soon as we cross the tracks, we'll have to start that road going up because we have to get from that level all the way to this level, and that's 7 inches. So then back here we'll probably have a tunnel portal, and there'll probably be lots of land that goes through the back side here. Now I'll have access, I'll have a spot that opens up so that I can reach back in there and clean track, or if something derails inside the tunnel, I can grab it. So I'm still unclear on this back section and the upper level. I just don't have a clear vision yet. It's slowly coming to me. So we're going to have a crane that runs right through there on a track. That's what all these posts are for. And then the track will continue and go over that bridge right there. Now let's follow that track. That track will curve, probably go behind there, behind this big building right here. Come out, go behind this, and you can see it comes out over there. So the track continues. And comes out right there. Now the track goes behind these buildings. Behind that comes out right there and curves. And it's all raised on steel girders. And then goes back. And then just goes all the way around. And loops on that side. Now, a big question that I have for all of you is whether or not I should leave these wood trestles here. I'm considering taking them out, or possibly just leaving the corner trestle here and taking out the rest of these and having this all land so that there can be structures and trees up here. It's just a thought. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. I'll do more flats along here. So there'll be some buildings that are right up against the wall that I'll create in my computer. And then I'll just surround everything by trees. Same in this corner, more structures and trees. And you know, the background buildings, a lot of them will be either N scale or possibly even smaller that I create in the computer. Now you'll notice back here I've moved some structures, so these are new back here. So my plan is to create this large shelf that gets set there with all this on top of it. And that shelf is a lift out in case I need to get to the track back in there. And then of course there'll be a tunnel portal right there. This will go, the land will go uphill, so the bottom of some of the that wood wall there, wood retaining wall, gets covered. I'm not sure if I showed this before, but I cut this out, and so I'll put in a retaining wall right there, either stone or brick. This road here comes around and then goes uphill up to this level right here. Then that road goes through, and then it'll go uphill all the way up to right there. So for those of you that don't know, this is my third layout. And let me give you a quick history of the layouts. The first one had tons of track, tons of switches. You could operate that thing for days, but there was no room for structures or scenery. My second layout, I cut way back on the track and did mountains, lots of mountains and scenery work. And it didn't leave a lot of room for structures. And by that time, I was starting to really fall in love in building structures. And I found out that it was my true passion in the hobby. So I tore down the second layout and told myself I was going to strictly build dioramas with all of my structures on them. And I would just maybe create, maybe this back wall would be entirely made up of shelves, and all of the dioramas would be displayed. Well, I then visited the famous layout, the Franklin in South Manchester, and it changed my life. It truly did. When I saw the work that George did, now keep in mind, I had studied that layout for years. I have practically every magazine that's ever been published in. I just loved that layout, but to see it in person was completely different. Just incredible. Like I said, it changed my life. And I came back home and started a layout. and this is the layout. So that's the quick story of how this got started. And again, it was about 3 years ago. So I don't know, maybe a third of the structures were already built off of my previous layout. So I had a bunch of structures already, and then I just, as you know from watching the channel, and my channel possibly is, I want to say it's 4 years old now. So you've seen me build most of the structures, and I know that the way that I'm building this layout is not the typical way that you build a layout. I think most people get a track plan and then build their bench work, lay all the track, do all the wiring, and start running trains. And then they start to put in all of their scenery and buildings, and I've almost done it backwards. I based everything on what structures I had and what kits that I had that weren't built yet, and sort of planned it all out, like planning a large diorama. Then after I had everything sort of placed, then I started to plan out where my track would go. I know it's a very different way to do it, but you know, my biggest fear while building this layout is that I would lay down track and then sort of get stuck or pin myself in a corner, where then I was forced to use certain size structures or build certain things that would just fit in that area. And I just didn't want to get stuck, because I knew if that happened, it would slow down the progress. So, and you know, another thing is that, you know, people will ask me, how do you get so much done? Well, there's many parts to that question, but I guess the main thing is that I am a freelance artist. So I get paid by the job. So a company will hire me to do a job. Maybe it's a magazine company and I have to do a layout, or it's a comic book company and I have to color pages or covers. And again, I'm paid by the job. So I have to do the best job that I can in the quickest amount of time so that I'm actually making money. And my entire adult career has been like that. So it's the same with this layout. I'm doing the best work that I possibly can in the quickest amount of time. And it's just out of habit. I've just done it for so many years that that's how I work. Now, another reason I get so much done is that I'm constantly jumping around. I just start building whatever I'm inspired to build at that time. And you've all seen it on the channel where, you know, one week I'm working over here, the next week I'm back working over here. A good thing about that is that you'll learn something by doing something over here, and then you can apply that over here, and then you'll learn something while you're working on an area here, and then you jump back and apply that over here. That way the entire layout has a fresh new look, I guess, if that makes sense. I think if you start a layout and start at A and finish A, then go to B, finish B, go to C, by the time you get all the way to the other end of the layout, you will have improved. And you could definitely see a difference in your starting point to your end point. So by constantly jumping around on the layout and constantly trying to learn new things and apply it, it all blends together very well. I will say, looking at the Franklin and South Manchester layout, George did an incredible job of keeping that layout looking consistent from the time he started till the current date, because he's currently still working on it. So yeah, wow, incredible the amount of work that he's done and that it all looks consistent. If you're not familiar with that layout, please do yourself a favor and look it up. It's called the Franklin and South Manchester. And I'll put it on the screen here. George Sellios has just done an incredible job, and he has just influenced so many modelers. You can search it on YouTube and find some really, really great videos. So people are always asking me, are you close to being finished with the layout? And it may look that way, but actually I probably have I would say another 5 years to finish the layout. Now, I'm in no hurry to finish it because I enjoy building. I'll be sad when the layout is finished. When the layout is finished, I will turn to making dioramas. But until then, I will just keep working on getting to the point where this is close to being finished. You know, they say a layout is never finished. There's always stuff that you can be adding or fixing. So the journey is the fun part for me, definitely. But like I said, I think in 5 years, I'll have this pretty well completed. But who knows? I still plan on starting a kit company and producing my own kits. So when that really picks up and gets going, I'll probably slow down on the layout. The great thing is that I set goals for myself, and I think that's important for anyone in the hobby to set a goal. And I think, well, I'm a goal-oriented person to begin with, and I do that with my job. I have to set I guess, small deadlines to meet a large deadline at the end. But on my last layout, I had some layout tours. And I would know like a few weeks or maybe a month or two ahead of time when I was having a layout tour. And I would set a goal saying that I wanted to get a certain amount of work done before people showed up and saw it. And so that's really where I started doing that and setting goals. So for the 3-year anniversary that we're celebrating now, I had a list of things that I wanted to get done, and I achieved them all. I'm thrilled with where the layout is at right now. So again, I think it's important to set small goals, either every month or maybe even every week. I am thrilled to have trains running on the layout. I am a big fan of rolling stock. I have boxes and boxes and boxes full of rolling stock. To me, that's a whole separate hobby. Taking an old box car, replacing the trucks, the tires, the couplers, and then painting and weathering it. It's just so much fun. Now, it can get kind of pricey when you're fixing up and detailing rolling stock, but it's one thing that I really don't mind spending money on. You know, to replace the trucks, the tires, the couplers, just that alone probably runs $15 per car. So that long train that you've seen running, that's 11 cars. Now, if you had to go and replace the trucks, wheels, and couplers on all of those, that's $165. So it's not cheap. It's something that you do over time, but it's just something that you can sit at the workbench and really have fun doing in the evenings. Now, some of those cars that are in that train that I've been running, they came that way. So I didn't have to do anything to it. But some of them I did have to upgrade. And still there's probably 2 of the box cars that need trucks replaced. And then I would say 4 of the cars need couplers replaced. You want all of your couplers the same, and you want them all the same height. You don't want them slightly off. You want them all to be exactly the same height. And then I plan on weighing all the cars. I want all the cars to weigh the same. Like I said, rolling stock is, and engines, it's a whole nother hobby. It's just, you could spend hours and hours, and I will. We will have videos coming up where I build box cars or a tank car, and we completely build it from a kit, upgrade the trucks and wheels, put new couplers on it, paint it, we weather it. So that's really going to be exciting to have full video where we're just working on rolling stock. You know, we have a lot of exciting videos coming up because we're going to be working on scenery, putting in roads and sidewalks and vegetation, you know, then just adding tons and tons and tons of detail parts. And so many companies are starting to do 3D printed details that are just incredible. And I can't wait to start adding those to the layout. I truly want all of you to know how much I appreciate your support. It just truly means a lot to me. It really does. The last 3 years has been so much fun, and I'm so excited to see what another 3 years brings to the layout. So again, I just want to thank all of you so much. I just can't tell you enough how much I appreciate all of your support. So I love running my trains really slow. I love to just sit back and watch the train crawl through finished scenes. Absolutely love it. You know, I've been to other people's homes and seen their layouts during an open house. And I don't know why, but they tend to run the trains really fast, and people are then just focused on watching the trains, and you really don't get to look at the scenery. This way, with it going so slow, you get to enjoy the engine, the rolling stock, and all of the scenery. I remember as a child sitting at my grandfather's house and just sitting there for hours watching the trains go just round and round. And that's where it all started for me. My grandfather is the one that got me started in this hobby. So I've mentioned it before on the channel, but the layout is named after my grandfather, and it is called the Francis, Marne, and Southern Railroad. Because my grandfather is really the one that got me started in this hobby. Well, I know we didn't get any work done in this episode, but I really just wanted to give you an update of where we're at so far, and really just truly say thank you to all of you who watched the channel and who have supported me from the beginning. All of you have made this layout what it is. And I'm so excited about the years to come on this layout. So again, not to sound like a broken record, but I truly, truly want to thank all of you for your support. It means so much to me. All right, well, that's all for this episode. So until next time, stay motivated and happy modeling, everyone.